Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mina New. Today our group will be presented about workers' welfare in Islam. Every organization succeeds and target profit, as well as smooth operations, are dependent on the right and protection of its workers. At a completed rule of life, Islam spells out the right responsibility between employers and employers. In the Islamic world where work is a human activity that Islam both commands and strongly demands. According to Hadith, therefore Islam has set up a law or a legal system to regulate labor.
I will explain about workers' justice and equality. In justice, discrimination, favoritism, partiality, and double standard practice has no place in Islamic teaching. In order to ensure fairness in human life, Islam recognizes the concept of adil and al-ihsan. Many Muslim scholars have always questioned about women employment in Islam. However, women are not prohibited from working in Islam because Allah says in the Quran, "For men there is a reward for what have they earned. Likewise, for a woman there is a reward for what they have earned." So working women are not a problem as long as the organization or the company system are based on Islamic principles. Next, worker welfare in Islam is social security. Social security refers to an insurance system for all human beings without any discrimination or in all situations of their life, aimed at protecting the members of society against any contingencies during their lifetime, whether about their health, their housing, retirement, maternity, and employment injuries, invalidity, family charges, unemployment, vocational training, recreation, and death. Social security in Islam, we have the role of zakat. Zakat is one of Islam's 5 pillars and is mandatory for all Muslims. They will be able to maintain a minimum quality of life, and entire community has the ultimate duty for addressing the poor basic need.
I'm going to talk about workers' working hour and their safety. Knowing how total hours worked impacts workers' productivity is a crucial part of comprehending workers' demand. In Islamic perspective, workers should be assigned to the work they are capable of and give them idle work hours. It is mentioned in the Quran and Hadith that Allah only assigns a soul something that it can cope up with. Allah never overburdens His creations. Allah never gives His creations something that they cannot do or which will be overpressure for them. So we should also treat our labors with kindness and ease. If employees think about their workers' ease, it will also be beneficial for them because Hadith also said giving light work to subordinates will be rewarded on the day of judgment. Islam instructed us to make the workplace safe, hygienic, and without any trouble. According to the Islamic teaching, the first principal guide is to invite a qualified person to inspect security and safety. Now I'm going to talk about worker wages. One of the primary motivation of people to work, whether as employee or as a laborer for a firm, is to earn money in the form of salary, wage, or compensation. In Islamic perspective, wage is one of the workers' right. Workers should get their deserved income timely. The Prophet said, "Give employees his or her wages before the sweat dries on him." In a hadith, it says, "The rich, despite their riches, cannot delay payment to their worker, for it is a crime." The workers have the right to negotiate what should their payment be based on, daily, weekly, monthly. Workers should get the minimum wages of the work which can cover their necessary needs. In Islamic perspective, everyone should get equal pay for equal work. Sometimes people pay less to women, but that should not happen because it is forbidden in our religion. Allah says that, "I never cause loss to the labor of a worker, be that male or female." And in another place, he says that to them we shall pay the price of their work, and they will not be paid diminishingly.
Next point is about workers' agreement and contract. The term contract derived from the Arabic word which means a bond, both visible and invisible bond. The contract is an agreement or a joint commitment between two or more parties, whether oral, gesture, or written, that has legal implication. Employment contracts are important for both employee and employer. It bound both parties to do their duties and responsibilities. So what is the importance of workers' contract? First, it ensures the employees' rights are protected. Second, the contract includes the time frame about how long an employee is contracted to stay with the company. Next, it assures employee about his or her daily tasks or their ultimate goals working in the company. And last but not least, it helps company to retain its secret or maintain their confidentiality.
Now I will explain about employee recruitment.
Muslim employees are required to seek information in order to provide excellent service to their employers.
Importance of fair employee recruitment. First, HR manager required to be just and pious to avoid favoritism and bias selection. Number 2, clear job criteria information can be assigned to the best employee candidate. And last but not least is selection for high skill labor encourage Muslims to seek continuous knowledge from cradle to grave.
I believe my partners has fully explained to you the workforce of Islamic workers in terms of workers' justice and equality, social security, worker hours and their safety, workers' wages, discussion, workers' agreement, and contract, employer requirement, and so on. Capital and labor are two important foundations in every economy. The Islamic State has justice and equal or Islamic value system focus more on education qualification when it comes to acquiring human resource through recruitment and contributing to the achievement of organizational goals.